So Home is a property management company that started back in 2014. We started with only 3 apartments in Barcelona, and then very quickly we expanded. And right now, as of 2021, we are already operating around 250 properties in 14 destinations. So that's a really exciting growth. So we started the collaboration with TouchStay around 1 year ago, exactly the same time of the year, I remember. And at that time, we were reviewing our marketing efforts, and we noticed that we spent a lot of time on creating guest guides. At that time, we were using a very traditional way that we edited with Google Docs, with keynotes, like, you know, the basic things. We tried to make it beautiful. We even hired a designer to design the templates for us, but to manually put everything in and to, you know, like to place them, to print them out. Well, first of all, to make them, it's already a lot of effort. And then to verify that everything is okay. You know, sometimes when you export it to PDF, it got messed up. And then we sent the local operations team to print them out and then to place them in the guest guide folder. Each guest manual took so long to finish. And we were trying to find a solution to this challenge. And then, you know, COVID was also everything of our life, but which is a positive transformation in this sense that people are starting to get used to using QR codes. So this encouraged us to look for digital solutions of guest guides. And then we did quite a lot of research of the available digital guest guide providers. At the end, we decided to go with TouchStay because it satisfied a few of our main needs. And even now, after using it for 1 year, we're really happy that we made this decision to go with TouchStay. Andy and Joe did for us, I think, 98% of the onboarding. So we gave them a list of our property, their addresses, and a picture. I think we didn't even give them a picture. They just they had our consent, and then they downloaded the pictures from our website, and then very fast. I don't remember exactly how and what and how long, but around 3 days to 1 week, they put all the properties onboarded on TouchStay's dashboard, and then we tried to create 1 or 2 guest guides. We had a bit of questions because obviously we were really new to this tool. But they were always very responsive, always within a couple of hours. We could get a really clear answer. If there was a bug or any issue, they were quick to fix. The flexibility to bulk update all the guest guides. It's not just on the individual property level and not the whole account level. You can set up different tags for example, different units, but in the same building. Or for example, you can set up tags for different buildings in the same neighborhood. Or for example, there are different check-in methods. So you can set up tags for example, smart lock properties or properties with manual check-in. So there's a lot of flexibility to customize the guest guides without having to drill down to every single property, and that is really value feature for us, especially, for example, we were at the beginning, we're talking about how fast we grew. So just take this year as an example. We grew from last year. At the end of last year, we had around 180 properties, and now we have around 250 properties. That is like 36% more than last year. And speaking of destinations, at the end of last year, we were active in 9 destinations, and this year we are present in 14 destinations. So it is a very fast speed growth. And if we were using our conventional way to create guest guides, we will not have enough. We cannot produce the same amount of guest guides that we would have with TouchStay. So this is really important for us. Now, when we open a new property, for example, it can take us like as short as 20-30 minutes to open create a digital guest guide. And yeah, it's been really wonderful for us. Some other features that again help us facilitate this, help us to match the speed of our growth, that are, that other providers of digital guest guides just they don't have that possibility yet. For example, this possibility to import Google Places. That is okay. Maybe it's a small feature, but for us, it's really helpful because, again, back to the in comparison to the traditional ways, we had to look up on Google Maps those restaurants that we want to recommend, to check the opening hours, to copy and paste the phone numbers, the addresses, and they can change very rapidly. One of our friends, he stayed in our apartment, and he texted me. He said, "Look, I really wanted to follow your recommendations on your guest guide." Back then, when we started physical guest guide, he said, "But all the restaurants you put it out there were closed." And and it's so hard to update them. This was also one of our challenges with the physical guest guide. It's almost impossible to update them. If you have maybe if you have 5 properties all in the same building in the same area, maybe it's okay to to update one page. But when you have 100 and something, almost 200 properties, it's impossible to update those physical paper guest guide. But now with the digital one, it just takes one click to update them, and especially this synchronization with Google Places. So whenever on Google Maps these restaurant or bakeries addresses or opening hours get updated, in our digital guest guide, it also gets automatically updated. And also, when guests are using the guest guide, they can just click on the map, and then it already shows them how to get there. So I think it's both really helpful for us as property managers and also for guests in their guest journey. To be honest, we rely a lot on the knowledge on Google Maps and the pictures as well, and the reviews. We try to, when we make our recommendations, we take into a mix of factors to evaluate whether we recommend, and of course plus the real experience of our local teams. But to manage and update this information to help the guests enjoy their stay with us as much as possible, it's one of the reasons why we chose TouchStay as our digital guest guide supplier. The reduction of time we spent on creating and updating, managing these these guest guides. Like I said before, it could take like 1 hour each to create one to create one physical guest guide, and then take forever to implement them. And now the creation part can take as little as 10 minutes if it's like if we're opening a property in an existing building or in a neighborhood that we already have the information from, then it can take like 10-15 minutes to create one. And then maximum, if it's like a new property in a new destination, can take 30 minutes, including the time to do the research and to input the to create content from scratch. But it really reduces our workload and time spent on this. And then regarding the for the guests, we also see people really appreciating this digital guest guide, that they use them a lot. For example, throughout this whole year, we have in total around almost 12,000 sessions that that were using some of our guest guides. So it's I can tell that it really benefits a lot of our guests, because we really put all the necessary information for them there, and also some extra information if they are interested in, like what we just said, the neighborhood information, where to visit, what to do around the area. And then we'd also could put some cross-sell or collaboration with the peripheral suppliers. We can put our affiliate links there as well. So it also helps generate some cross-sell opportunities. We put in all of our guest guidebooks, we have the Wi-Fi details, how to check in. We do virtual tours for our accommodation. So we also embed the links inside, so people can have a more detailed and more concrete view or expectation of exactly the space they're staying in. We also make a lot of videos of the appliances instructions. So in every house, the stove can work a bit differently, the washing machine can work a bit differently, and a lot of times we used to get a lot of calls from our guests asking, how do I use this AC? How do I use this stove? And a lot of time, it also takes time for the agents to find out the relevant information in our internal knowledge base. But right now they can say, actually, it's in the digital guest guide. So then the guests can watch these videos directly on their phone by themselves. It's powered by Google Translate. So, okay, we all know that Google Translate is not perfect 100% of the time, but it communicates the most important information. And again, it's more important the platform where all these knowledge that is beneficial for the guests sit. So even if sometimes the messages are not perfectly translated, but still it benefits the guests who would otherwise not even be accessible to this information. We're trying to provide a better guest experience by saving all these hassles, but at the same time provide the right human touch at the right time. And for example, the guest guide of TouchStay, it's a good example of this human touch, that when it's easy for us as a property manager to provide really useful and hands-on information in one click, I think it really helps the guests enjoy their stay, and they can feel, okay, although these although I don't see the owner, but I feel they put a lot of heart into it. They know the property, they know the neighborhood around. And I think at the end of the day, it provides a more, um, a higher quality of staying experience. It's a very small thing, but I think TouchStay provides us a small platform where we can communicate this our initiative and our heart into this project to the guests. Because a lot of time, actually under the surface, we're working a lot on these things, but it's hard to tell people, or our main objective is also not. We're not doing sustainability initiatives in order to tell people, but somehow it's nice to share to guests um, what we've been doing. And also we invite them to contribute to these initiatives, for example, recycling, for example, use sustainable transport, that we are collaborating with some local, for example, bike sharing companies. So it's a great platform for us to communicate those our initiatives, and also places where guests can contribute to.